العلا اف ام.
We have our guest with us today, Miss Rana Hajjar. How are you doing, Rana?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
So Rana Hajjar, you are the founder of Jalees Club since 2014. So when we say Jalees Club, what is it exactly?
Well, Angelis is mainly a book club of people who are interested in reading or people who want to explore a new hobby together.
So it's about reading books.
Yes, it's mainly encouraging people to read. This is our main target for
What-
all ages and both languages.
What made you want to start this club, Rana?
Well, I'm a reader. My best friends around me, my sisters, we like to read. And we wanted to create this community because back in 2014, we couldn't find a place that we can share our thoughts with. Of course, today there are a lot of clubs, which is beautiful, and the country is really encouraging. But back in 2014, we started this and we decided to create the community. And ever since then, we have so many people who joined us from different backgrounds, teachers, people in entertainment, and you name it. So the beautiful thing about this club is that it will gather people from different mindsets, different backgrounds, and then you can have a diverse discussion, not necessarily one type of people, one type of book. And this is what I love, learning from people.
Absolutely, Rana. So I love the passion, and I'm also a reader. I'm going to ask you, which is your favorite genre?
Actually, I love this question because I love to brag how much I like historical fiction. I've learned so much from historical fiction, and whenever I am in conversation with someone who says they don't like fiction, they don't like novels, I say, come on, I've learned everything because I started early reading, and a lot of the things that you wouldn't have bumped into, you would actually learn from fiction.
Well, as a founder of Jalees Club, okay, since 2014, I'm sure you have some struggles with the members. It's very obvious, and this is normal. So the first question is, why do I have to read when I can watch? Okay? Seriously, like Charles Dickens, Great Expectation. They made it as a movie. I watched the movie.
Yep.
No need for the book.
Yep. I get that question a lot, but honestly, you can do both. And I assure you that you're going to get a different experience from hearing the book on an audio, watching the adaptation on a movie, or reading the actual unabridged version versus reading a fourth option is the abridged version. So there are so many versions of art. I would say art because me as reading a book and being really invested in it and then watching it in an adaptation is actually exciting because we want to come and criticize. We want to come and compare and see how better or worse is it from books. So I wouldn't say that I don't need to read. There's a movie and you'll have a different experience. You will learn different elements, different feelings. The best things about books, that's what I'm going to add. The best thing about books is that you are the director, you are the actor, you are the producer of this movie in your head. You are imagining the scenes, you are imagining the characters. And some readers, I know, they don't want to watch, they don't want to see the adaptation because they don't want the image in their mind to be disrupted. So it's a big world.
You gave such a great response. It was so accommodating, and it was actually helpful to hear that. No one said just because you read you can't watch, or just because you're watching doesn't mean you can't listen, or just because you're listening doesn't mean you can't read. That's such a rational thing to.
It's a hobby, Joshua. It's a
Yes.
hobby. I mean, I want to encourage people to join me in my hobby because it's so beautiful. But I'm not going to say, oh, you're watching. Oh, you don't read? Oh, I'm not going to judge. It's a hobby.
I love that. Thank you so much, Rana. The last question I want to ask is, many first-time readers say that they struggle with focusing and they feel sleepy when they're reading.
Yeah. Okay. So there are many reasons why you're sleepy. The first thing I'm going to say, you probably need to choose something that you are interested in, or that a book that a friend recommended, because so many of my favorite books are actually recommended by someone I trust. So start with that. A book that speaks to you, a book that in your area of work. Don't start something big and out of your comfort zone if you're getting into the hobby of reading. That's my first advice. And as a reader, in this age, our attention span is always dwindling. So whether adults or children, the first 50 pages is always challenging. If you get through that 50 to 70 pages, then you're hooked into the book. Some people say towards the middle of the book, but for me, I have to push myself every single time I read. I'm no superwoman. I still have to push myself. Why? Because I understand that after 1/4 of the book, I'm going to be invested in the book and I'm going to feel like there's something walking with me, like a best friend walking with me for a few days until I'm done with it. And it's so exciting. It's a very exciting feeling when I have this mini project of mine until I'm done, whether I like it or not.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Rana, for your time.
Great. Thank you, Rana. This is
Thank
our
you.
guest, Rana Hajjar, founder of Jalees Club. Thank you so much, Rana.
Al-Ula FM, the sound of Arabia.